We are governed by the mature law of liberty. This is what we're governed by. James chapter 1 and verse 25 talks about this. Now, James, I will tell you, we've gone through this book most recently. It's a very interesting book because a lot of people will come here and they won't pay attention to the two laws that he's referring to. Because they'll come down here and he's talking about not being one who is showing partiality. And he begins to use some of the aspects of the Mosaic law. I mean, looking at the fact that when it comes to the Mosaic law, the Mosaic law is filled up in the fact that it just love your neighbor as yourself. You're not going to violate any other aspect of the law if you do that. Okay. But then he goes on and he says, we're not judged according to the Mosaic law, but he says, he who looks into the mature law of liberty and continues in it and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the works, this one will be happy in what he does. Your word blessed there means happy. This one's going to be happy. Living out righteousness is because we actually know the desirous will of God and understand God's desirous will. First Peter chapter 4 verse 2 talks about that again, that he no longer, now of course in the context what he's talking about is that the one who suffers in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his life or the rest of the time. And this word live relates to the biological life. So the rest of the time in the flesh, to the strong desires of men, but to the desirous will of God. Do you know what God's desirous will is for you? You should as a Christian. You should absolutely know what God's desirous will is for you. He has revealed his will. Now, this does actually involve you applying what God has said. No, God does not have in this Bible a particular chapter that, if I go over here and it's the chapter that relates to my life, and this is all the things I'm supposed to do in my life. He actually gave me quite a few chapters that show me all the things I should be doing in my life. All these things relate to manifesting who I am in Christ, living out the righteousness that I have in Christ, enjoying the benefits and the freedom to live a righteous life.